Carolina Hurricanes did not do a good job last night. Did not do a good job last night in what I thought was actually a pretty good setup for them to have a little bit of a get-right game. They're now on a 3-game losing streak where the first two, I think, get changed by last night. You lose to the Panthers, back-to-back games, a really good team, obviously, with your third, maybe now fourth-string goalie in Spencer Martin. It's like, all right, that's fine. There's reasons, right? Those aren't excuses. Those are reasons. But then you lose to Seattle with one of your two top goalies. And you don't do some of the things that I think you've done a really good job of this year. You let some things that have become calling cards of yours slip away. It's like, you know what? I don't know if those Panther losses looking that bad were just because you had the third goalie and just because the Panther. Maybe you had something to do with those poor results as well. They didn't respond very well in situations where they have been pretty good this year. I've talked about how they haven't let the little things get to them, right? We've seen it a few times, right? You go up by 2-3 goals, the other team comes storming back and ties it up. What do? They finish with a win. Right, a little injury here, a little injury there. They've done a good job of bouncing back. Their best games this year, up until this little streak, have been following losses. And that is something that I've praised them for, right? When a little bump in the road, they get a little bit they bow their neck and they fight back and they play better and they stay calm and they stay in the right mindset. Well, last night they had that opportunity and they let the little things get to them. Now they started slow. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's not sugarcoat it. They didn't have enough opportunities. 7 shots through 2 periods?
Yeah, only 2 shots total in the second period.
I mean, and the trailing 2-1 with 7 shots after 2 periods, bad day at the office.
Yeah, Canes usually have 7 shots by like the 5-minute mark of the first.
Yeah, exactly. Usually 7 shots is like, if Svetch is feeling aggressive that day, it's him. It's Gostisbehere can get 4. It was not a good day. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. 2 goals and 4 shots to take the lead in the third period. That's how you started the third. That's the Canes we've been used to seeing, right? All right, you didn't do great. You started slow. You got up on the wrong side of the bed. Bada boom, bada bang. Necas with speed, Drury, and oh, wait a second, as you heard in those low lights at the beginning. The Drury goal, they go to review. It's goalie interference. He doesn't get the goal. But what struck me in watching the game and in seeing how they responded or didn't respond, taking what was a 2-1 deficit, it appeared to go to a 3-2 lead, you get one taken away, is it didn't look like they believed that it was a tie game. Right? Sure, you had your go-ahead goal taken away. It's still like coaches are telling you it's 0-0, right? Win from this point on. But it felt like they were down 10-1, and that goal taken away and goalie interference really took the wind out of their sails. This has been a team where the wind doesn't get taken out of their sails. There's been times this season where I thought the wind should be taken out of their sails, yet they come cruising through like Jack Sparrow on a windy day. And I'm going, all right, never mind. They've weathered the storm. They've come out on the other side. They're still cranking. Last night is not a great way to deal with adversity. We reference this all the time. It felt once that goal was taken away, a little the Replacements movie Quicksand, the Keanu Reeves movie, like that one little mistake. And then they started pressing. And it wasn't even a mistake. It was like, what would you say? 57% of refs watch that replay and says it's goalie interference and 43 say it's not. Like, it was not a hard and fast yes or no. So I wouldn't even say it's a mistake. It's a little bad luck. It's a little situational. It's a little in your control, a little not in your control. But that little thing, and suddenly they were struggling so much and just sinking deeper and deeper into their own struggles.
Yeah, and then Yanni Gord scored for Seattle soon after that overturned call.
And
it was
just
it was done.
ba-doom, snowballed downhill.
Done.
One thing went bad. Now the little things are going bad. Now not even a Natchez multi-point night can right the ship. That's been the magic. That's been the Mary Poppins spoonful of sugar all year.
Yeah, and he should have had a third point on the Jack Shervin goal.
The magic elixir has just been when we struggle, Natchez makes a play, and now we're back in rhythm. They were struggling. Natchez made a couple plays, and they still got behind the 8 ball. That's a little bit, scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3, but it's more than a nothing panicked situation. It's more than a nothing worry situation. And Rod Brind'Amour went back to one of his tried and true coaching tactics. Rod Brind'Amour, and this is potentially why he was such a good player, potentially why he's such a good coach, he is nothing if not consistent. He is nothing if not, he sets his standard, he expects it, and he uses similar mechanisms and coaching techniques to get his players going. And when he thinks his best players are not living up to their talent, he does not shy away from coaching in the media. He will give quotes to the media that he knows his guys will hear, that he knows his guys will hear about and be passed to them, and he did it again last night. Here he is criticizing what he calls his top guys.
Well, first of all, they played a good game. You have to give them credit. So let's not take that away. But we stunk. So you gotta. Our top guys got to come, and that includes everybody. There's a lot of top players here that were not good tonight. And, if we're going to win, we have to have those guys being top guys. They got to look the part, and it just hasn't been there.
Few things about this. One, Rod has forgotten more about coaching and hockey than any of us combined will ever know. But I do think I can decipher one genius part of, and by the way, like that darn near exact phrase he's used last year, he's used at times throughout his career. Calling out the top guys is genius. You don't say it by name, right? So you're not embarrassing anybody, you're not disrespecting anybody, but also you're kind of appealing to their ego. Because you know, and I'll say this about every professional athlete. Every single professional athlete at the sports where there's incredible amount of competition. I don't know how difficult it is to become a pro biathloner, right? With the skiing and the shooting. Like if we're talking pro NHL, NFL, MLB, NBA, soccer, whatever, golf. If we're talking pro sports with a ton of competition, everyone that makes it to the league, everybody that makes it to the show, to the big leagues, wildly ego-filled, because you don't get there if you don't. The 12th guy on the bench in the NBA was scoring 37 a game in high school in the big games, right? Like it's you are ego-filled to think you can make it, because the only way you make it is by putting all your eggs in that basket and going aggressively for it, and you don't make that decision if you're not like, yeah, I'm part of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of athletes on the planet. So when Rod Brind'Amour says you need the top guys to step up, the top guys didn't play well, the top guys aren't playing well enough, everybody on that team probably thinks he's talking to them. Outside of maybe, like fourth liners or something. But everybody's going like, well, he's singling out me and Aho again. It's like, really? That's the top, but it's how they think. So you're kind of motivating the whole team while also singling out your top line or your top scorers or your top, paid guys, whatever you're looking for.
When you're holding your top guys accountable, you are holding everyone accountable.
It's the legendary Patriots thing, right? Tell the Truth Tuesdays, which, depending on who you talk to, could have been described as Bill Belichick bringing up the lowlights of Tom Brady to yell at him in front of the entire team just to set the tone of, I will yell at Tom Brady. You're darn right I will yell at you. I mean, I've said this a billion times. I don't have to say it again, but I will. I'm a big fan of Rod Brind'Amour, the hockey coach. And that might be the silver lining of all of this is last night was a rough game to watch. Like I said, they did not do a great job. But I am confident that those games grab the attention of the team, and Rod Brind'Amour knows what to do when that attention is locked in.